Welcome to an exciting journey through data. In this video, we will unveil stunning insights from our banking EDA project showcased in a beautifully crafted Power BI dashboard. Hey guys, Satyajit Pattnaik here and welcome back to my channel. In data analytics, what you need is Python programming language, SQL as a knowledge on databases, statistics knowledge, Microsoft Excel, and Power BI or Tableau. And in this particular end-to-end project that is almost like a 2.5 hours of video, you will be getting a blend of all of this. I have spoken about data analytics portfolio projects that they do not exist. You have to create it because there is no such concept called as end-to-end data analytics project. In reality, when you jump into a company as a data analyst, you would potentially be doing either insight gathering or data collection or data preparation, not a blend of everything or not a blend of insight gathering with dashboarding. But when you are in your learning process, you have to utilize of what you have learned and try to create your portfolio projects. And this video is going to help you in that because this is going to cover all of these topics starting from Python, EDA, SQL, statistics, and Power BI. To get started with, we have taken a banking related data set. So this is a banking related EDA project, end-to-end project. We have taken the data set, we have cleaned it, prepared it, made it ready for EDA. Then we did EDA using Python, where we got some insight gathering and all those things by doing bivariate, univariate, and multiple other analysis. And then we onboarded the data into MySQL database. And after that, we connected MySQL database from Power BI as a data source, and on Power BI we took insights from what we did in the EDA process, and then we created our final dashboard. So this is how we created this end-to-end portfolio project leveraging all of these skills. So enjoy this video. In case you have any specific requirement on any other topic or any other project idea or any other video, you know my niche, I work on data analytics, data science, AI, and generative AI. In case you have any requirement, let me know in the comment section and I will come back with a video. Apart from that, in case you like this video, like this project, rate this project out of 5 in the comment section. That will be really helpful for me. Apart from that, those who are complete beginners, you want to get into the field of data analytics as a career path, you are confused what to do, you will be able to find a course link because I have a data analytics master's program which is at 4999 and I provide a lot of support there, 24/7 chat support, one-to-one touch-up points, mock interviews, resume preparation, and many more. I will leave my WhatsApp number in the description. Check it out and you can reach out to me for any kind of help or any kind of guidance. See you in the project and enjoy. Hi, welcome to this new capstone project video. In this video, we shall be focusing on a banking related use case. Let's try to understand what the problem statement is. The problem statement is developing a basic understanding of risk analytics in banking and financial services and understand how data is used to minimize the risk of losing money while lending to customers. Now, if you go to banks or financial services, like there are some private banks, there are some public banks, there are some other financial institutions who also provide loan, right? So they provide loan to customers. Now, out of the customers, there are different types of customers, right? There are some high earning customers, there are some medium earning customers, and there are some low earning customers. And they each have their own characteristics based on which they are given some loan amount. For example, for high paying customers, maybe the loan amount, the sanctioned loan amount could be around 10 to 50 lakhs. Just giving an example. For medium, let's say it could be like 2 to 5 lakhs. For low cap, maybe around 50k to let's say 1 lakh or 2 lakh, right? And this allotted amount differs from customer to customer, right? This is very simple scenario to understand. Now, out of all of these customers, doesn't really matter if you fall in this category, or this category. There are certain customers, let's say 5% of these customers, let's say 10% of this category, and let's say 5% of this category, they do not pay back, which is a loss to the banking company, right, or the financial institution, right? So our task as a data analyst is going to analyze this data. So basically do the risk analysis. Okay, our work is to do the risk analysis. Now, before getting in this project, let me also tell you that especially in data analytics, there is no such end-to-end project, right? You learn different concepts, you learn Python, you learn SQL, you learn Power BI, you learn Tableau, you learn predictive analytics, and then you yourself try to use all of these skills to make it look like a end-to-end project, so that your profile is ready for showcasing your profile in interviews or in the job hunting process, right? But in reality, when you jump into a company as a data analyst, you do not work on end-to-end project. There is no such end-to-end project. Either your company gives you more work on the data cleaning side, on the data preparation side, or maybe on the BI side, on dashboard building side, right? So there is no such concept of end-to-end. But in this video, we shall be taking an end-to-end example, so that tomorrow when you join a company, you should be familiar with all of these things. Whenever you are given a task, whichever task you are given, you should be able to accomplish it, right? Now, what we are going to do is, we already have data. Okay, so this is what my data looks like. I have different client information: age, location ID, when did they join the bank, banking contract, nationality, occupation, fee structure, estimated income, because we cannot have real income of the customer, right? So we have an estimated income, superannuation savings, how many credit cards do they have. There could also be another column like what do you say, when you use a credit card, there is a CIBIL score, right? Like especially for Indian students, there is a CIBIL score. I'm not sure about whether it is applicable for foreign students or not. I literally have a very low experience on credit cards because I have never owned a credit card. But in India, there is something called as CIBIL score, right? So if you spend a lot using your credit card and pay your amount on time, your CIBIL score is higher. And if your CIBIL score is higher, then you are provided with more loan, because you are treated as a loyal customer, because you have been paying all your bills on time, right? Something like that. So that can also be fetched. So it depends on what all data are available in the company. When you are starting working as a data analyst, your task is to understand the use case and also try to get into the database team, try to talk to your peers, talk to your managers, and try to collect as much data as possible. In reality, data collection is a more difficult task. Okay, so we have all of these columns. Now if you see, there are the last few columns are numerical columns, right? The relationship is provided here. Gender 1 basically means male and 2 means female. Similarly, BRID is banking relationship ID. 1 is retail, 2 is institutional, 3 is private bank, 4 is commercial bank. Okay. Similarly, the IAID means who is the advisor, investment advisor, and there are multiple people here: Victor, Dean, Jeremy Potter, Ernest Knight, and so on. Right. So there are two ways. Either you directly converge this data. Let's say you just change it here to retail, to as institutional. Now of course you can use if else blocks to do this. Similarly, you can also change it here to make it just one sheet and remove rest 3 of them, up to you. Or if you want to create 4 different tables, it's up to you, right? Right. So it's up to you. Now this data set is already provided to you. That means most of your task is already done. But in reality, when you jump into a company as a data analyst, data collection is going to be the major task. Okay, and that you will realize with time. But can you mock up that process without joining a company? No. Data collection is something that you cannot mock up. That means you cannot recreate that particular thing. It depends from company to company, right? Depends on what the company is asking for. Based on that only we need to collect the data. Let's say your company is asking for churning, bank churning. How many customers are getting churned out of a particular banking scheme? So there are different set of columns that you need in that use case. So similarly, for different use case, there are different asks. Now in this case, we already have data set. Now our task is, we already have data, right? What we are going to do is, we are going to load this data into a MySQL database, right? Now in this process, so you have learned all these things, right? Let me write down whatever things you have learned so far. You have learned Python, you have learned statistics, you have learned SQL, you have learned EDA, you have learned MS Excel, you have learned Power BI and Tableau, right? Now when you're loading the data to MySQL, your SQL part is ticked, right? You are using SQL, so you will be creating some tables, right? Now what you're going to do is, you're going to use some sort of connector to connect SQL with Python, right? So your Python part is also done. In your Python, you are going to do data cleaning, you are going to do data preparation, and once this is done, you are going to do the EDA, right? So your EDA is done. While doing EDA, you also use statistics. And as you are dealing with an Excel file, your Excel is also somehow done. There is no need of performing data analysis on Excel because we are already doing EDA on Python, right? And eventually, once your EDA is done, then you can leverage one of these BI tools to create a dashboard, right? So now this is an end-to-end project, right? No complaints. So let's get started, right? The very first thing is to convert this Excel sheet into a CSV file so that we can have one notebook, and we will upload that into our database. Let me open my MySQL database. All of these files will be provided to you, nothing to worry about. So I have my local instance, I have my company's instance. I am creating a local instance. Okay. So let's say I'm going to create a database, create database banking case. And the moment I refresh, I should be able to see the table, see the database banking case is created, right? Here I will go to tables, data, import wizard, and then I will just paste it. Okay, we already have this, and this is the CSV file. Yes, banking. Next. Now table, let's say I'm creating a customer table. You can check all of this. Next. So the data will be imported to your SQL database, right? Now this will take a little bit of time because the size of the file is little bit larger, right? Now this is how you can do it. Okay, I'm not going to show you step by step, right? SQL is taught to you, Python is taught to you. I'm just going to guide you in this project. So let this process goes on. Eventually your table will be created. Okay, next. Your table is created. Show tables. Okay, sorry, my bad. I have to use this database first. Use banking use case, banking case, and then show tables, and then I will show you the table. Right? My table is created, all of this information is created, right? No problem. Now what I need to do is I need to connect my Python notebook to this MySQL database. Now I'm using Google Colab, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch it back to my local instance, because from Google Colab you cannot connect to your local MySQL database, right? So you would need a Jupyter notebook or a Spider or VS Code, whatever IDE that you are using, right? Now once your Jupyter notebook is open, right, here you can actually create a new notebook, and then here you have to use PyMySQL or any other MySQL connectors, Python MySQL connectors, MySQL connector Python also you can use. Let's try to use this. Okay, I think we have already covered the Python to SQL connectivity, right? Let me get back the exact file. Okay, never mind. Let's try to use this connection and then get a cursor. MySQL connector dot connect. Okay. Okay, let's try to use this. Connection equal to MySQL connector, host equals to this, port equals to this, user equals to root, password is root. Connection is done, and then 1 second, connection is done. Okay, so let's say query is equals to MySQL, query equals to df equals to pd dot read SQL, and then I also have to read put pandas as. Let me write it down, and then if it works, I will explain you the code. pd dot read SQL, then I have to pass the query, then I have to pass the connection. Okay, connection dot close. Oh, great! We have the database. We have the connectivity. So what I can do is df dot head. Sorry, my bad. Df dot head. Now see what I've done. I've just simply connected my database to my Python notebook, right? This is what we do in our day-to-day activity as well, in the field of data analytics. As a data analyst, we could be working with Excel sheets, we could be working with CSV files, we could be working with a database, right? And when you work with a database, that is where your SQL knowledge comes into picture. So here what I'm doing is I am creating a connector. This is how the connection is created. Host is this. Now this is nothing but your local host. Okay, the localhost IP simply is 127.0.0.1. The port that we are using is 3306. In case you Want to see, I can always show you edit connection, you can see, and localhost, right? Port is 3306. Username is root and password is root. I cannot show you the password, but I know the password is root. And then this is my query, right? What is this query? This query is nothing but select star from database.table name. And then I'm reading the SQL query using this connection, and done. My data frame is ready. Now, once your data frame is ready, then you can take the next step, right? You can always do your describe, your df.info, and go ahead and do your analysis, right? Multiple types of analysis. So you have to proceed with the EDA part, right? So I'll switch to the collab notebook because I will like to continue directly on collab. So for this exercise, I'm going to use a physical file which is banking.csv, but I have already showed you, right, how to connect with MySQL database and how to work here, right? So if you are willing to work on local machine, you can always do this, connect to the SQL database and start working on it. In case you are working on Google Colab, you have to use a physical file, right? Just for practicing. So let me also show you. Okay, so let me upload the file, and here we go. This is my CSV file, and let's get started with the EDA exercise, right? So we already have data. We already have data into MySQL database. We have already shown you how to connect, right? Now we will jump into this part, the data collection, the data cleaning part, the data preparation part, and the EDA part. Okay, so to get started, let's try to import all of our libraries. So import pandas as pd, import matplotlib.pyplot as plt, import cborn as sns. If somebody asks you what is your end goal, I think everybody knows your end goal. Our end goal is to do the risk analysis and also try to show the important KPIs to our managers, to our stakeholders, right? Now the important KPIs can be shown on Python EDA notebook as well, right? But it is not presentable, and that is the reason why we take help of BI tools to showcase our insights or analysis. And that is the exact reason why we are also going to use Power BI as part of this project. Not now, after we are done with the EDA part, right? Copy path, and then df equals to pd.read csv df.head. So for now, I'm just quickly doing all of these activities. The moment I will be sending you out this Python notebook, it will be more structured with more comments. Okay. So the very first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to print the shape of it. The shape of it is 3000 records and 25 columns. Simple. These are the basic things that I usually do with all types of data set. You can see everything is not null, so there is no such issues. And the major things are these are my integer values, they are also not null, so I don't have any missing values. The next thing is generating descriptive statistics for the data frame. And how do we do that? df.describe. df.describe shows you all the statistical information about all the numerical columns in your data set. It shows you mean, standard deviation, the minimum value, the first quartile, second quartile, third quartile, and the maximum values. Right. Now, how do we interpret this data? Let's say, for example, I'm talking about age. Right. What we can interpret is age varies from 17 to 85. Fine. And 75% of the people are above the age of 69 years. Okay, let's say amount of credit cards. Amount of credit cards. You can see, oh, amount of credit cards basically have concrete numbers in their minimum and maximum value. So this can be discarded as a numerical column. Okay, the distribution is not proper because amount of credit cards is just one or two, right? Some people have one, some people have two, some people have three. Similarly, if you go to the last sections, these also makes really no sense, right? The distribution is not proper. So similarly, you have to go through all of this. Foreign currency. Foreign currency, you can see the minimum value is 45, the maximum value is this. So these are the statistical information. We'll try to do some more analysis so that we get to know about each of the columns. So let's move on. Okay. Um, what I'll do is, let's say I will pick one of the columns, estimated income. Let's try to use estimated income. Df dot estimated. Okay. What is the minimum value? 15,919. Okay, let's try to box them. What I'll do is I'll try to give them some boxes like 0 to 20,000 and then 20,000 to 50,000. Let's try to box them. Okay, so basically from numerical data I want to convert them into categorical data. Let's try to do that. So let's say I'm going to create my bins. 0, 100k, 300k, any infinity values. Labels is equals to low, mid, high. DF income band is equals to don't remember, 1 second. I want to create an income band from estimated income. I think it's PD dot cut. I mean, I have to use PD dot cut, but I don't remember the exact. Yeah, I think this one. Yes, it's okay. If you don't remember code, it's completely okay. So I am showing you the raw version of myself, right? I could have written down, but obviously I have ChatGPT, so I can take help of ChatGPT, right? So PD dot cut estimated income. Let me just compare. Yes, estimated income. Bins equals to bins. Labels equals to labels. Um, yeah, should be okay. And then once this is done, I'm also going to so we have this column. Fine. Let me just try to do the value counts. Okay, and then plot. Hmm. So high income we have this much, low income and fine. Um, Now what I'm going to do is I'm concerned about these three columns because these are not numerical columns, right? These are also categorical columns. Anything else? Number of credit cards, amount of credit cards. Sorry, yeah, amount of credit cards. Anything else? Anything else? Anything else? Anything else? Nationality, okay, nationality, fine. Occupation, okay. Fee structure, okay. Let's try to take all of these columns. Let's say I will write it down. Examine the distribution of unique categories in categorical columns. Cat calls categorical calls is equals to df of br id, df of gender id, uh, fee structure. Amount of credit cards we did, right? Yeah, properties owned, and then what else? Properties owned, and then risk weighing, weighting, and BRID, gender ID. We also did not take IEID. And then lastly, risk weighing, and then remember we did income band also. We can take this also. And then let's say for call in categorical calls, value counts for, yeah, these are my value counts. Okay. Um, if you also want to plot, you can easily plot. Oh, basically you cannot, it's only showing you the last one because, fine, we can actually check the, what do you say, churn, ML project churn, okay. Yeah, this one also can be done. For example, let's say, with respect to gender ID. Anyways, let it run. So what we are going to see here is the different value counts for each of these columns, right? Each of these columns that we have defined, right? For BRID, the relationship ID, we can see more from number 3 and then 660. So what was number 3? If you go back to the Excel sheet, number 3 was private bank, right? So more records are from private bank, and then from retail bank, and then from institutional, and then commercial, right? Gender, you can see gender is equally distributed, right? 1512, 1488, equally distributed. IAID also equally distributed, almost. No, there are certain customers, certain advisors who have 170 and certain who have half of them. Fine. Amount of credit cards. Most of the people have one credit cards. You know, almost percentage wise, 1922 divided by around 2900. So around 66% of the customers have one credit card, right? And rest is 2 and 3. Similarly, nationality, most of them are Europeans, then Asians, then Americans, then Australians, then Africans. Occupation. Now this is simply a univariate analysis. You can also consider this as a univariate analysis. That means you're analyzing one column at a time, right? Let me go back to the, okay, so we are still not able to run. More than 20 figures have been opened. Let me try to run only on these. Yeah, you can see we are able to execute this, and this will give us a better idea, right? See, colorings and all, I'm not focusing on the beauty part of it. You can always change the colorings. Take this to Google, take this to ChatGPT, ask how to make it more beautiful with red, blue colors, whatever you want to do. For me, numbers are more important than colors, right? So here, if you look at the distribution of male and female with respect to different BRID, you can see this, right? As gender is equally distributed, it makes really no sense because you can see all of them are equally distributed. But if you want to remove the hue also, you can remove it. It's up to you. If you remove the hue, that means this is purely a univariate analysis, right? And this same piece of code can also be used for bivariate analysis, right? You can see here, gender equally distributed. Look at these numbers. Amount of credit cards, yes, we have more people taking one credit cards than 2 and 3, and then nationality, and then goes on, right, for all the columns. Now this is univariate analysis. I will try to write it here. right? Exact same thing can be used for bivariate analysis. Here you just have to add the hue. So what is univariate analysis? Univariate analysis simply means you are analyzing one column at a time, right? You have a data, sorry, my bad, let the connection restore. Yeah, you have a data and you're analyzing column by column. So first column, the distribution is this. Second column, the distribution is this, right? Third column, the distribution is this, and so on, right? And in the second piece of code, here what's happening is you are adding hue, that means with gender. So what you are doing is with respect to gender, if I talk about this one, let's say this is some column, let's say, okay, I'll talk about a simple example, let's say amount of credit cards. Okay, now amount of credit cards looks like this, right? 1900 something for one credit card, and then 700 something for two credit cards, and 300 something for three credit cards, right? Any insight? No insight, right? Just the insight will be there are almost 70% people taking just one credit card. Fine. Now let's say you want to analyze the same data with respect to gender, right? So for one credit cards, let's say equal distribution, almost 1000 for male and 900 for female. What is the distribution? Almost 50-50, right? Almost. Similarly, for two credit cards, let's say 500 for male but 200 for female. Now this could be an insight. People who have taken two credit cards, most of them are males, right? And the distribution is almost 50 by 70 will be 500 by 700 into 100, 71% males. Similarly, for three credit cards, 290 are males and just 10 are females. That means almost 95% males have taken three credit cards. So here the insight could be women are highly likely to take just one credit card, right? Males are the ones who are taking more than one credit cards when required. I mean, I'm just giving an example, right? So if you go back to the code and then run this with respect to gender ID, let's quickly go through all of the graphs and see whether we can identify a pattern or not. If you look at the first graph, let me go to the top. Equal distribution everywhere. Go back. Okay, here. This makes no sense. Okay, here also. Okay, so 2 is female, right? So female has marginally more two credit cards, but I think it's still not an insight because the number is very close. Male is around 370, 380, and female is around 400, so it's still okay. More female Europeans have taken credit cards. Good insight. It's very clumsy for the occupation part, so I'm not looking at it. Everything looks blunt. Properties owned, female have more properties, like one properties, but not, again, not a very drastic this thing. Let's try to analyze with respect to a different column. Let's say gender we have already analyzed. Let's say I'm going to analyze with respect to nationality. Okay, now we have some color this thing. I think I can see some good this thing. Okay. European. Europeans have marginally, okay, the ratio 310, 600, almost double. 170, 300. Oh, yeah, almost double. Yeah, I think it's following a pattern. Red is almost double of orange in all the graphs. See, you have to take these numbers and compare. As simple as that, right? Let's say this is around 160 and this is around 190, 290, right? Almost double. For this one, 200, and then this one is around 120, almost double. So not much of insights here. Here, European, yeah, not much of insights. 100, 500, 100. Yeah, this is where the insight could be. Most of the American and Asian are having equal amount of three number of credit cards, but yeah, it's still not a huge insight. But this is how you have to go through it. Okay, so let me move to the next piece of code. The next piece of code will be creating some sort of histograms. Let's say I'm going to create a hist plot of value counts for different occupation. For call in categorical columns, if call is equals to occupation, because occupation was little bit clumsy, right? Then continue. Plt dot figure fig size 8,4. Seaborn. Oh, Seaborn. I might not have. Oh, I already have. Seaborn dot hist plot, and then pf of column uh, plt dot title histogram of occupation count x label could be occupation, right? Or maybe hard code it. Instead of hard coding, just write it down. Call y label is equals to count show. Cool, right? So what's happening here is there is no count on this, right? Okay, so analyze all of these graphs. Moving on to numerical analysis, let me create a textual this thing. Let's say numerical columns is equals to estimated income I'm just taking two of these columns, let's say estimated income and superannuation savings. In your case, you can actually do this for all of the numerical columns. Okay, so let's say after defining, I'm going to do univariate analysis and visualization. plt.figure fig size equals to, let's say, 84 for I column in enumerate numerical columns. plt.subplot. Okay. Why it is showing both of them as superannuation? Oh, okay. The first one is estimated income and second one is superannuation. But why there is an overlap? 1 second. Is it something to do with the figure size? Cool. Yeah, now this looks good. Now you can see the distribution of it, right? Estimated income, and you can see it's skewed, right? This is also skewed. Similarly, you have to also analyze different other columns that you have, like all the numerical columns that you have. Credit card balance. Let's try to do that also. Okay, 3, right? Credit card balance. Let's run it for all the columns. Oh, my bad. Credit card balance, and then bank loans, bank deposits, checking accounts, saving accounts. What else? Foreign currency account. And then business lending. My bad, my bad. Right? Cool. You can see somehow all of them are skewed. All of them are right skewed, right? Similarly, the very last step in the EDA process is going to be, um, I'll try to do some sort of heat maps so that we can also see the correlation between all the numerical attributes, right? So numerical attributes are already defined. I'm just redefining it. There is no need, but I'm just redefining it, and then um, heat maps, sns dot heat map. So let's say correlation matrix. Because df of numerical calls dot core. So the correlation is done, and then I have to plot it. plt dot fig size, plt dot figure, fig size. Let's say I want a square one, 12 cross 12, and then sns dot heat map. I'm going to pass the correlation matrix. Annotation, I want annotation true, and cmap glue, crest, can use a crest one. Cmap is equals to crest. Anything else? I think that's it. Formatting is also needed, right? Format is equals to 2f. And then plt.title, heat map, or just correlation matrix, plt.show. Now I should be able to get a heat map. Wow, beautiful, right? Now you can see that I can see a lot of insights, but I want you to perform this activity and come up with more and more insights. So one of the insights I can see right now is, you can see banking deposits has a very high correlation with checking accounts and saving accounts, right? There is a this is the strongest positive correlation, right? So banking deposits correlation with checking accounts and savings accounts. Also, with respect to foreign currency account also around 0.41. This is also a strong one, right? This is also strong. Even this is also strong, right? This basically indicates that customers who maintain large balances in one account type often hold most of their funds or substantial amount of funds across other account types as well, right? Now talking about credit card balance. Credit card balance, estimated income. Credit card balance and estimated income is not highly correlated, or bank loans also not highly correlated, which could suggest credit usage patterns vary independently of income level or loan amounts, right? See, if you want to find all of these insights, right, you can actually take all of this output to your chat gpt, and you can also ask chat gpt to generate insights. Now for example, hey, I want to generate EDA insights for my use case. I did a heat map and I got a very high correlation between. Now you have to tell them, right? Else it will not be able to generate you. Very high correlation between bank deposits and, sorry, my bad, it's closed. Bank deposits and, let's say, checking accounts and checking and savings account, right? What could that mean? A high correlation between bank deposits and both checking and saving can indicate several insights. Financial behavior. Customers who maintain checking accounts are likely to have saving accounts and vice versa. This suggests that individuals who engage more with banking services tend to manage their financial. This is beautiful, right? You can actually leverage ChatGPT to get down your insights, right? So this brings to an end to the EDA use case. There are some of the insights that we have got. Maybe I will try to write down some of the insights, and as part of exercise what you can do is you can create more and more insights of EDA. My first insight could be the strongest positive correlation occur among bank deposits um, with checking accounts, saving accounts, and foreign currency account, indicating that customers who maintain high balances in one account type often hold substantial amount or funds across other accounts as well. Right? Similarly, you can add more and more insights. That brings to end of our EDA. As part of next step, what I'm going to do is I will tell you what is my thought process when I take the next step of converting a EDA insights into a beautiful dashboard. In this video, we shall be focusing on the dashboard creation. Use case is understood. We are going to develop a basic understanding of risk analytics in banking and financial services and understand how data is used to minimize the risk of losing money, right? We already have discussed multiple things in the previous video, right? We had the data set, Excel sheet, we converged it into a CSV file, we loaded into MySQL database, right? We learned how to use a MySQL connection or a MySQL connector connection to read the data from a MySQL database to Python. However, in Python we did the EDA using a physical file, right? But I have shown you how the connector is working. So we did the EDA, data cleaning and EDA. So this is what we did in the previous video, right? Now we already have insights, right? We know how the data is telling us and what the data is telling us. Our next step is to basically take these insights and start working on a Power BI dashboard. Power BI or a Tableau dashboard. And what is the motive of it? The motive is very simple. As a data analyst, when you are given some sort of data to analyze by your manager, by your customers, first of all, you need to understand what and then do why. What exactly means the ED, right? What is the data speaking? What is the data telling? Why is it happening? And then all the insights. And when it is presentable, when you want to present it to the higher management or to the customer, you need to make it look presentable, right? Python notebooks are not presentable, and that's why we go for business intelligence tools where we are able to present our data. Now for this exercise, how does my brain function to create a dashboard? Now this is an art. From your data, how do you get into the dashboarding part? This is where the art of dashboarding comes into picture, right? Now I'm going to tell you few things, few ideas that will help you in your journey. Whenever I start working on a Power BI dashboard, right, what I do is I first of all check the data and try to think of certain number of pages that I want in the dashboard. Once I define the number of pages, then I go ahead and do some sketch. After my sketch is ready, then I actually go to Canva or a tool like Canva where I create the background images, and then I get started with Power BI, use that background image and then onboard all the numbers and all the measures and columns and blah blah blah. That is how I get started with it. Now looking at this data, what is this data talking about? This is eventually loan data, right? And in this loan data, there are two types of deposits, right? if you see, there is a loan, right? Banking loans, and there is also a banking deposits. What I can do is I can actually divide my use case or divide my dashboard into such a way that I will first create a home page, right? You can call it as a home page or a summary page, right? And then you can have like one page for loan analysis and another page for deposit analysis. And last page you can have a summary page. And last one more page you can have a ask a question page. So you can have 5 different pages. Now let's try to see how does my home page looks like. Now what I'm going to do is, let's say I'm going to start working on the sketch. See, this video could be like a 1 hour long video, right? But in reality, when you're working on a dashboard, it usually does not take 1 hour. It take several hours to come to a final sketch. And then from the sketch to Power BI dashboard, it is actually like X number of hours of efforts that I'm trying to converge it into 1 hour or 1.5 hours, right? So here what I'm going to do is, this is how my home page looks like. I'm going to do a kind of an image here like a logo. I'm going to write down here banking dashboard. I'm going to give a button for loans, a button for deposit, a button for summary. And here if you want, you can have some cards like total number of clients, total loan, let's say total deposit, uh, total fees, um, how many, what else do we have, income, amount of credit cards, credit card balance, okay, let's say some metrics, and then some metrics. And here if you want, you can give like a male and female kind of slicer. It's completely up to you. And then if you want, you can also give a slicer for like the date, like this year, this month, something like. Some people do January, February, something. Some people do year, like 2023, 2024, 2025, something like that. So this is completely up to you, but this is what I am aiming for. Now there could be another layout. It depends from person to person, right? Another layout can be simply a logo and 3 buttons. All of these numbers not needed. I can potentially show these numbers in the internal pages, no problem. That is also possible, right? And then after sorry, after doing the sketch for the home page, then you have to go ahead to the next step and start doing the sketch for the next pages, right? And once all of the sketches are ready, then you have to get started with the designing part. Okay, so let's say I'm going to quickly do a second page sketch as well. Let me try to do it here so that we see everything on one page. Okay, let's say we are going to use this. Okay, done. This is my first page. Now let's say I'm doing a second page, and here I'm going to do a third page. Second page, what I can do is, let me have a look at the Excel sheet, and then only I can have some ideas on how my um, sheet should look like, how my page should look like. Okay, so Okay, I can potentially show like total loans here, total loans. I can show bank loans, business lending, and let's say credit card. And then here I can potentially show some sort of a bar graph like bank loan. Let's say I can show bank loan with respect to BR ID, business relationship ID. And then here let's say I'm going to show a pie chart. Let's say bank loan by income ID, income range. And then here I can show another graph. Let's say the graph could be anything. Okay, something like this. And here actually I can give a place for slicers. Let's say some slicer like gender, some slicer like banking relationship, and let's say I don't know, investment advisor maybe. Okay, that can be done. And if there is a space, what I can do is I can have a home button here, and here I can have a page navigation. So if somebody clicks on this, they should be redirected to this page. And similarly, the current page should look here, and then the third page should be here, deposit. This also should be a page navigation, and then the summary page, something like this. This can also be done. If there is a space here, you can have the date, like here you are having year, right? Similar to that, 2023, 2024, 2025, something like that. Okay, now after this is done, I wish I have more space. If I have more space, I will like to add one more or two more graphs here, but let's do on the go and see how it looks like on Canva, right? The third page could be like a replica of the second page because it's nothing but the deposit analysis. So same page navigation, and then here it's going to be a page navigation. Everything remains the same. So here could be total deposit, here could be banking deposit, here could be what else, savings account amount, and here could be checking accounts. Okay, and here could be some graph, here could be some graph, here could be some graph. And then finally the summary page can also be something like this. Summary page can have multiple cards like total clients, total loan, total blah blah blah, total this, total that, total this, total that, total this. So let's say 12 cards, and then some main filters here, and on the top remains the same. So home, loan, deposit, summary, and then like year, something like this. So now if I show you the graphs, let me just take all of these towards this side. Okay, this is how my 4 pages looks like. Understood? No doubt. And usually what I tell is when somebody is in the initial stage of their data analytics career, they are getting started to work on dashboards, I will always recommend you to Google take help from Google. Let's say you're doing a banking dashboard, right? Banking dashboard. If you just search, there will be hundreds and hundreds of templates. Use any of these templates, whichever templates you like. Try to copy the idea. Doesn't really, I mean, it's okay to copy the ideas, no problem. Let's say this idea is good, this color styling is good, this color styling is good. Up to you. Whichever style you want to take, you can take it. Sometimes when you're working on dashboards for a particular company, for example, I'm working for a company called as Zep Analytics, for example. Now you can see Zep Analytics is mostly using yellowish and then bluish color, right? So potentially I will be using more and more blue color, like this color, right? This color. You can see this color is mostly seen, right? So I will be using this color. So always, because eventually you are creating a dashboard for your client, not for yourself. So you need not have to be satisfied with the design. It's the client who needs to be satisfied. So always think from the client's point of view. And if you're actually working on a project tomorrow, if you join a company or given a dashboard work, try to design some layouts, show them, get their approval, and then work on the dashboard. It should not be other way around. You design for yourself, you select, and then you build the dashboard and then show it to the customer. No, it should not be that way, right? Moving on to Canva. Let's go ahead and we'll try to create our first dashboard. Okay, so I'm going to create the first dashboard. Let's say I'm clicking on create design. And here you can just simply do thumbnail, YouTube thumbnail, done. And then here you get started with your design. So let's say the very first thing is, let's say I want to take, let's say, a banking dashboard logo. Okay, let's say I'm going to take this image. Okay, now I have taken this image, right? And then I'm going to create some boxes. Let's say color, I want to give like dark colors. See, the more time you spend in this particular design, the better design it will be, right? As simple as that. There is no doubt about it, right? So you have to spend more time to it. In my case, I think I need to upgrade. I might not have um, might not have Canva Pro. I used to have, but somehow I think it's gone. I don't know. I have to check it out. Let's say I give here. Okay, and then let's say my boxes are something like this. Okay. And then okay, and here I can write like banking dashboard, banking dashboard, Let's say I will try to make it like 30 or something. Looks fine here. If you want capital, you can try this. Cool. And then loan deposit, and here I need to use white, and I need to make it something like that. Deposit analysis, and then make it little bit big, make it little bit big. Okay, and then make it white dark. Summary done. Doesn't look really bad. I think it's fine. And then on top of this, maybe I can try to give another box where I can pass year, something like that. And here let's say gender 15, total clients, let's say at the middle of it, and then something here, then something here, then something here, then something here, then something here. What else can we do here? Total clients, yes, fine. And then total nationalities, I think no, not needed. Total loan can be done. We have a loan amount, bank's loan. Total deposit can also be done. Total fees can also be done. Total CC amount, savings account amount, checking amount. Yeah, let's just write down total loan, total deposits. After total loan and deposit, let's say checking accounts, savings accounts, and then let's say business lending. Okay, something like that, right? Now I have to take, okay, it looks, I should make it something like this. Yeah. Looks fine to me. If you want to give a background color, it's up to you, but I don't think there is a need of background color. Maybe I'll just keep little bit like grayish. I think this looks fine. Yeah, I think looks fine. And banking dashboard, page 1, right? And then I will click on save and download. And then I'll go to Power BI, open the Power BI desktop. My first background image is done. Similarly, I can work on multiple other pages, but let's try to focus on the first page. Okay. So going back to Miro board, I hope everybody remembers that the data is already on MySQL, right? So when you are actually using Power BI dashboard, you can either directly use a MySQL connection or directly use an Excel file. The choice is yours depending on what your company is asking for. To practice a end-to-end portfolio project, I will recommend you to use MySQL database so that you have a practice with a MySQL database. But for now, it's completely up to you. Okay, let me quickly start with a blank report and show you how to connect with a database, and then I will actually eventually I will be working with an Excel file. Okay, but I'm just showing you how to get connected with the MySQL database. Okay. So let's say MySQL database, I click on this, my database is active, fine. Server is going to be localhost, database is going to be my banking case. Advanced not required. I will just do select start from this. That's it. Banking case. Okay. Now you can see I'm able to get the client, the table, and this is it. My table will be loaded and then I can eventually start working on it. So let's say my first thing is I will be going to format and then Canva background, use my dashboard page 1 as my first page, then transparency I will make it this, and then I will make it fit. That's it. Once this is done, you can eventually pass your customers. So where is the customers? Let's say I'll go back to this table. Name, right? Where is name? Wait. So here I will be adding a card, and then I will be adding name, and then I will be making count 3000 customer names. And here if you want, you can always go to this formatting options and then go to this general and then change all of these effects. Let's say you don't want the background color, you want to change the title, turn on turn off effects, header icons, these kind of things, and visual. Let's say you don't want the category label, so something like this, and then here goes the number. That's it. Okay, total number of clients, and this is how things should start looking like this. Similarly, you can always do total loan, total deposit, checking accounts, and so on. Right? Gender. Let's say I want to give a filter on gender. So gender, I'm going to do. Okay. One thing that I can do is, so right now my gender is 1, 2, something like this, right? Either you apply here, you just go and replace values, one with male, and so you cannot replace because it's a numerical attribute. First change it to a textual part, and then once the textual part is done, then change it to male, and then change to female. Done. Either you can do this, or you already have that mapping table, right? The gender ID, one and male, two and female. You can take that also, and then using that also, using if else block also, you can do the calculated column. It's up to you. So I'm not going to get into this. These are very basic things of Power BI, and I'm expecting you to already know about these things, right? Going to visualization, I'm going to use a slicer here. So the slicer is done, my gender ID comes here, and now here I'm going to use a slicer. There was a slicer tile. Done. And then I'm going to remove this header icon. Visually slicer header is gone. That's it. Click on female 1512, click on male 1488, click on none of them, original. Right? Beautiful. Right? So you work with a database or you directly work with an Excel file, it's completely going to be your call. Right? So let's say you want to work on your own this thing, you can always select which. Let's say you want to check this one, and table 2, table 3, table 4, relationship, clients. Okay, and then up to you. So right now I'm just using a SQL database, and I will be using the SQL database for rest of the things, right? So my homepage is done, and then I will move to the next 3 pages. So let's move to the next 3 pages in the next video. Before moving into the next part, actually I forgot to explain one more thing, that going back to our design, right? So we have total clients, we have total loan, we have total deposit, checking account, savings account, business lending. Okay, so okay, first of all, total loan, right? How do we get total loan? Because if you look at this entire sheet, right, there is a column called as bank loans, but total loan is not the meaning of bank loans, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take help of chat gpt, because here comes your domain knowledge, right? Can you tell me the formula of total loan and total deposit? Total loan formula is, okay, it is showing you the summation of bank loans, uh, summation of bank deposits. Okay, fine. People who do not have that kind of knowledge on banking, it's completely okay. As per your knowledge, you can quickly go ahead and do the banking loan to this one. It's completely fine, no problem. So let's say I'm just trying to do the same thing. Sum of banking loan is going to be 1.77 billion, which is fine, no problem. But in case you know, the actual formula is different. The actual formula is, let me just try to write down. Total loan is nothing but bank loan bank loan is sum of bank loan plus business lending business lending plus sum of credit card balance. Now this is actually the formula of total loan. Okay, now here wherever I see the loan, where is that total loan, I'm going to change it here. Instead of this, I'm going to use this, and this becomes 4.38 billion. If you think I'm not correct, you can potentially go ahead and ask ChatGPT. Okay, the formula is correct. And I know this formula because I have worked on banking sector, so I know this. And it's completely okay if you don't know this formula, because this is a very domain specific formula. Okay, similar to this for total deposit also. Total deposit is summation of bank deposit plus sum of savings account plus sum of um, bank deposit, savings account, bank deposit, savings account, foreign currency account, and checking account. Checking account. So for the bank deposit, savings account, bank deposit, savings account, checking account, and foreign currency account. And then this is your total deposit. And then I will bring on my deposit, total deposit, 3.77 billion. And similarly, last three of the fields you can fill it up, no problem. Okay. Savings account is nothing but total of savings account, total of business lending, total of checking accounts, and so on. And here you already have this thing, which is also fine. Do we have like a column for date? Joined bank. Joined bank is there, and joined bank, these are the years, right? Maybe I can show some years here. Let's say I'm going to add a slicer. Okay, let's see, I'll first create a column. Okay, column is year of joining is equals to year of joined bank, and then I will try to create a slicer like this, and then I will make it short, make it like this, and then I will add year of joining. But here I want to show only the first 5, but it's okay, I can show this, no problem. So let's say 2021, the numbers are this, 2020, the numbers are this, 20. So beautiful, right? So one thing that I'm missing here is nobody will be able to understand what this year is, right? So what I'll do is I'll try to make it look like this, and here I will add the year. So I'll again go back to my this thing like my Canva and add year, joining year, right? Right, joining year looks fine, and then again download it, and again go to this background, Canva background, change it, download the latest one, done, transparency 0, fit, that's it, looks good. And then here I will just make it background off and remove it like this. Here actually I can show the top values. 1 second, I'm just forgetting how to do that top. I think as a filter I can add filter, and I can only have um, top n, sorry, yes, top n, top 5, and then by value, by year of joining, apply filter, and then I'm able to see the top 5. Yes, right, great. Now I'll hide this filters and visualization and data, and this is my first page is ready. Okay, why do we keep the fields empty? Let's just finish everything together. Checking accounts, so I will be adding, instead of deposit, checking accounts, instead of savings account, and instead of business lending, done, got it. And then my first page is completely done. Similarly, I'm just naming it, let's say banking dashboard 2025, save it. Then let's move on to the next pages. Hi, moving on to the next part, which is loan deposit and deposit analysis pages. Sorry, loan deposit or loan analysis, my bad. It was loan analysis, and deposit analysis. One more thing before we jump into the next part is I kind of like this. I would also like to try one more type of background image. So let me just copy everything and make the background image. How do we change the background image? Come on. Let's say blue color. I want to make it something like this. And then on top of this, let's say I want to have, I'm not sure, I'm just giving it a try. As a designer, you should give multiple tries and then, okay, then I can actually change this color to this color. Wow, good. Copy this and this one to this color, this one to this color. Looks good. And this one, let it be. And then, okay. Okay, not bad. And then I'll move this one as well and move this one as well. Okay. Okay. Now this looks like a new home page. Let me get it to the Power BI dashboard and see how it looks like. So let me just go here, go to visualization, page, canvas, change it to the new format and make it fit and shift all this little bit so that they are in sync. And then this one will something like this and this one will be something like this. Now I'm not sure whether this one is good or this one is good, so I have done two different versions. Maybe you can decide which one is better. Let's say home 1 and home 2. Okay, for me home 2 is better, so I'm going to use this as my baseline and I'm going to create another page. Okay, so I'm going to use the same styling, and then here, sorry, I'm going to, okay, let me design and then I'll try to explain you where the things are and what the fields are, right? I'm planning to do something like this, right? I need to add these buttons as well so that they are visible. So I'll try to add some text here. Actually, we need to copy this style, sorry, this style. And of course, I'll make it a little bit smaller. So I have my home page. I have my, which one is that? Loan analysis. I have my deposit analysis. Cool. And then finally I have my summary. Doesn't look bad, honestly speaking. And then I can have this joining year somewhere here, and I'll make it like this. I need not have to write joining year because of the fact that it's already mentioned in the home page. So it's already expected. Somebody who's going through a dashboard, he already knows that this year is nothing but the joining year, right? So I'm not going to add it. If it does not look good, I'll try to add it later. Okay, for now I'll keep it this. Now here in this box I'm going to add some um, slicers, so I'll keep it empty for now, and I will take this image to Power BI, and then I will see how it looks like and again come back here. Okay, but this box looks fine to me, and here I will be adding one box for total loan, one box for something, and then let's say I will have, let's say, I'll keep it like this, and then not bad. And then this side I will have one more graph. And then let's say I will have one graph here, one graph here, and let's say I will have one graph here. This is my layout. I'm planning it this way, and then I'm going to add total loan. So this is your loan analysis, right? So loan analysis, now this has to be on top of like a rectangular this thing. You're getting my point, right? It should look different. Cool, looks good. And then I will add all these names. Let's say total name, total loan. Remember what was my total loan? My total loan was bank loan, business lending. So let's say this is your total loan, this is your bank loan, and what else? We have business lending, lending. Then we have credit card balance, right? So I will also show the credit card balance here, CC balance. Okay, done. These are my 4 attributes, and here let's say I'm going to show some graph. See, honestly I don't know which graph I want to show here, so for now I'm just writing it as bank loan by income band. Make it left aligned so that we can align it like this. Done. And similarly here bank loan by bank loan by okay, by banking relation, bank loan by BR. Okay, and similar to this, let's say total loan by BR, or what else can we do? Bank loan by BR, bank loan by nationality, by occupation. Let's do nationality, by nationality, and this one let's do by occupation. Okay, now this looks good. I'm going to download it. I'm going to download only page number 2. Done. Download. And then I'll go here. I'll create a plus, and then I'm going to use background, browse, and I'm going to use the new image is not yet downloaded. Oh, it's already downloaded. And then transparency, fit. Done. Try to, okay, looks pretty fine. It's asking to sync visuals. Yeah, let me sync it. Cool. All good. Now, firstly, let me name it as loan analysis. Secondly, I will be adding a card here, right? Basically, I will be inserting a button here. Let's say I'm going to insert a blank button here. And this button should not have any title, any background, any border, because it should not be visible. But I can see there is a border, so I'm trying to find where this styling is. Oh, icon, border, everything I turn off, everything is gone. Now here I want to go to action on, and then type is page navigation, where I want to navigate to loan analysis. Now just to test it out, control click, we are going to loan analysis, right? Here also we need to add the same thing, and here also I will be turning off the styling, and same I will be adding on deposit analysis, same I will be adding on summary. Okay, so here I'm going to use action, page navigation, where home to. Done. Deposit analysis, let's say I'm going to create a new page, deposit analysis. Similarly, I'm going to create a new page which is summary, and let everything be empty right now. Deposit analysis, action 1, page navigation, deposit analysis. Summary, action, page navigation, summary, right? All good. Let's test it out. If I'm on this page, I can go to home page, I can go to loan, I can go to deposit, fine. And summary, let's say from here to summary, yes, we can go. Home to deposit, so this part is pending, so I will just use this action, page navigation, I will make it deposit. Same I will copy paste for summary, action, deposit, summary. Okay, test it out. Summary, yes, able to go. Deposit, 1 second. Oh, did I not copy paste it? Oh, I did not copy paste it, my bad. Okay, so again need to create blank buttons for loan, style turn off, fine. And then action, turn on, page navigation, loan analysis, and same again for deposit analysis, style turn off, text, style, action, page navigation, deposit analysis. Test it out. Loan analysis, go back home, deposit analysis, yes, working, summary, yes, working, right? Everything is working. Now going back to loan analysis, what else do we need? We need to add total loan here. So I will be adding a card here. Actually, I'm going to copy paste the card from here because the formatting is already done, right? So I'm just going to copy paste it here, and then all good. Here instead of this I will just write down total loan. Okay, done. Similar to this I will be using bank loan. bank loan. Similar to this, I will be using business lending. Business lending. Similar to this, I will be using CC balance, credit card balance. Done. The combination of this should be this. 1.77 billion, 2.6 billion is around 4.37 billion, and this is like 9 point something billion, so 4.38 billion, right? Looks fine. Now let's say here bank loan by income band. Now income band, do we have an income band? If you remember, we had actually created an income band in our EDA, right? Similar to that, we need to create an income band right now. Okay, so what we can do is go to my transform data, income band. Estimated income. Okay, so let's try to add a conditional column. Let me go back to Google Colab. I don't remember what was my logic. I will be using the same logic for this Power BI dashboard as well. Income band. Okay, and the logic is okay, 100k, 300k, something like that. So I'm going to use if estimated income is greater than or equals to 300k, output is going to be high. Else if estimated income is greater than or equals to 100k, then it's going to be med. Actually I don't need this, else it's going to be low, and then click on OK, and the name is going to be income band. Done. Income band, and then go back, close and apply, and then go back to my Power BI dashboard, and here I'll be creating a pie chart or maybe a donut chart, and in this donut chart I'm going to add, why it's custom, I renamed it to income band, right? Income band, yeah, why, maybe my mistake. So let's say here I'm going to use income band. Income band is going to be the legend, and data is going to be bank loan. So loan is going to be the values. Okay, and this is how it is. I'm going to turn off the title, sorry, not legend, the title. I don't need the title. I also don't need the background. Apart from that, I also don't need to have maybe I'll just try to change the values a little bit so that the values are like this, and fine, and yeah, this looks good. Similar to this, I can have bank loan by BR. That could be like instead of this, maybe I can have a BR ID as a legend. I don't need the legend, I want something like this, BR ID. BR ID looks like 1 2 3 4. If you want to change it to the concrete values, you can actually use them, like use if else block to either convert this column to this, or else you can also use replace values, right? For example, if you go to transform data, there are multiple ways to solve a problem, right? You can choose which way you want to solve. Let's say you are changing it to text, and then you can replace values 1 to be retail, and then 2 to be institutional, 2 to be institutional, private bank is 3, and then commercial is 4. Up to you. And then close and apply. And go back to your Power BI and your data should be updated. Okay, something like this. And similarly, you can also have it bank loan with respect to nationality. And here, if you want to show like couple of nationality, you can show like the top nationalities or something like that. Let's say you want to show only the top 3 records based on the loan values. You can always show that. Up to you, right? European and Asian and American. And lastly, there is occupation. Here also you can have some sort of graphs or maybe whatever you want to show, right? And then similar to that, one more thing is I need to have slicers. So I'll create my first slicer where the first slicer should be beer. And I want to change it to, let's say, tile, right? So something like that, and then I'll shorten it up. This looks like this, right? Sorry, banking relationship. See, it's up to you if you want to write this name or you want to delete it from here by removing the slicer header and going to Canva to make sure that the form the font style is same. It's up to you, it's your call. So let's say I will keep it like this. And similar to this, let's say I want to have something for gender. I will be adding gender, male and female. And lastly, investment advisor. I think I'll keep it this way, and investment ID. I want to make it drop down. Okay, something like this. And again, instead of 1 2 3 4, you can always replace the values. Let's say I want to change the slicer header. It looks like this. I bring it down, I bring it little bit down, bring it down, bring it down. Okay, so I have space for something, so I'll go back. I will try to add something here. So let's say I want to make it banking relationship, gender, institution advisor. Select pages, just second page, download, and then go back here, go to canvas, background, change it, browse, add it, fit it. That's it, done. Looks good. Wow, I think it looks good, right? Now what I need to do is, in similar fashion, I can always do a duplicate and create a right. Similar to all these details, we can have total deposit, bank deposit, saving account amount, and here we can have checking account amount. Okay, amount. Okay, similarly bank loan, or sorry, it should be bank deposit by income band, bank deposit by BR, deposit by nationality. Similarly, bank deposit by occupation. Okay, now this is done. Quickly, let me download it. I will also create, let me download it first. Page. Go back to this one. I will actually try to create, duplicate it. So I will just move it this side, and here I will change my color, this thing to this thing. That's it. Done. You know what to change, right? So here, instead of all of this total loan and all, just change it to deposit, total deposit, right? Banking deposit, change it to bank deposit. Savings account, change it to savings account. Checking account, change it to checking account. This one, bank loan, bank deposit. And similarly here, similarly here, similarly here, right? Cool. Whatever graph, I am just giving you some ideas, right? Okay, right, deposit analysis is done, and here I will be adding these things. Home page, yeah, these things are done. Deposit analysis. Okay, here I need to change the action to deposit analysis. Here I also need to change this to deposit analysis. Deposit analysis, I need to change, I need to have a button here for loan analysis. Done. All good. So my home page is done, my loan analysis is done, my deposit analysis is done. Summary, I'm going to do the quick graphical representation of it, and then I will try to open the live dashboard that we have already created. So we already have created a Power BI dashboard. Just as an exercise how to get started on creating a dashboard, I was creating from scratch and showing you all of these things, right? So summary page I'm not going to create, it's going to take a lot of time. So I'll just quickly show you how to create it, right? So let me delete all of these things. My bad. So let's say I'm going to just add Basically, I need to make it a little bit bigger. Hmm. Okay. This is being a little bit bigger, so I'll just decrease it. Not bad. I think now we are able to do. Cool. I think this is good. This is going to be my summary page. Right, and all of these boxes I will be writing whatever important metrics we have, like total loans, total deposit, total blah blah blah, right? There are so many numerical attributes to show, so I'm going to show everything here. And as part of a last page, what you can do is you can actually do a ask a question page, right? So let's say, how do we create a ask a question page? Simply double click, right? And then your page is ready. So this is how my summary page looks like, just to show you guys. Actually, I have done most of the things, so why don't I just total clients, total loan, and blah blah blah. Okay, one more thing. Actually, also you can also add icons here. Okay, let me also show you that. See, I'm forgetting a lot of things because there are actually a lot of things. You can actually make it even more beautiful by adding all of these things. So let's say I'm going to add like icons here, right? If you show the numbers and then the icon here looks good, right? Similarly, let's say loan, total loan, then you can actually show something like this, right? Total deposit, deposit. Oh, there is actually icon for everything. Similarly, accounts. I'm just showing it for these four. I think you get an idea. You got an idea, right? This is how things work. Maybe I have done everything. Why should I just leave two pages then? So let's say I have my savings account, so it looks like this, and then my business lending. It looks like this. Beautiful. Of course, you can make it black and white or color, whatever you want to make it. Most of the things are done, and the home page. Anything else? Um, yeah. Also, if you want to add these things, now this looks good. I'm just downloading this first page. Okay, let's say just for the sake of showing you guys, I'm just downloading a watermark version. Of course, you would be needing a pro account to get things sorted, but I think that thing you should figure it out, right? Not going to interfere a lot here. Just restructure it so that it looks better. Cool. Now our dashboard is ready. Now our exercise is over. I'm going to show you the actual dashboard that we have created. So let me switch back to the actual dashboard. In the actual dashboard, actually we are using Excel sheet as one of our sources and not directly from MySQL database, but I think you will figure it out, right? Things are pretty very straightforward as well. And one more thing you can see here is uh, there is a, if you remember in Power BI we discussed about a best practices, right? So here they have actually done the best practices. All of the measures are actually created separately in this particular new query, right? Which is good. But in our case we have done everything inside this particular query, which is also fine because here we just have one query, but here there are multiple queries, right? They have taken all of this gender, investment banker, advisor. So they have taken all of these sheets, right? But you can see this is how the graph, this is how the dashboard looks like. As I told you, creating the first version of your Power BI dashboard could be like 1 or 2 hours, but if you want to make really a beautiful dashboard, you have to spend a lot of time in fonts, in the color selection, in restructuring. So there are a lot of things, right? In 1 or 2 hours it's not possible to work on end-to-end projects, but I'm able to do that. So that's all about this particular project. I hope you enjoyed this project, and yeah, that's it. The codes and everything will be provided as part of resources. See you.